Standardized testing kind of interrupted my learning because usually the teacher would have to stop the subject that we're learning and then have to review everything from 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade.
I feel like MCA takes up a lot of our time. You gotta take out a big chunk of the year just to do like one test.
Like we could have gotten a whole unit in that spare amount of time. I could have been reading, or I could have been studying, or I could have been like learning about something else.
A lot of people including me, get really anxious before the test because everyone hypes it up to be this huge deal. You know, your whole high school career is going to depend on it. And you're sitting there and you're like, wow, what if I get this wrong? How's it going to affect me?
The school changes way, it's so drastic with standardized testing because everyone's all tense and sometimes like fights break out because of that.
Really, like tests like MCA, they're pretty much useless. I know a lot of people who are like extremely smart who get so anxious about tests that they forget everything, and it doesn't really show how smart you are because they take you out of like the learning environment and they just stick you in a room in front of a computer for hours.
And I just want to like look away a little bit, but last time I did that, I got in trouble for like cheating, I guess.
When we are taking tests and we like move, it's like, are you cheating? Like I understand students cheat, but creating more stress isn't going to make it any better.
I don't feel that MCA tests are right for my learning style. This year they tested us for science for 3 years of what we learned 6th, 7th, and 8th. I didn't get to do anything, they were just problems I read. I don't think it is an accurate representation of me as a student.
When I like do my work or like if I don't understand, like usually I'll raise my hand. Like the standardized test, you gotta wait till everybody's done. You can't talk, you can't do nothing.
If you're an English language learning, the tests don't reflect what you learned. You could be bilingual, but then English is your second language. So then if you see a word that you don't understand at all, and then a teacher's not willing to help you, then you're on your own.
I feel like when they teach you to do like standardized tests and everything, not to offend anybody, but they do it in a white way. They make you fit into that box of speaking the way they want you to speak. And even like vocabulary, they give you a multiple choice answer. And I feel like they make you use their words. And if you use a different word, then it's not right.
Like I've seen statistics on like Caucasian versus minorities, and it's higher than the minorities, and I think it's somewhat directed towards them.
I kind of think like the test was made for like the white kids and that make sure they will do good because I'm good at writing. Like I know how to put my words together, and I feel like the test doesn't show that. It just shows what I don't know sometimes.
It's the difference between equality and equity, where equality is giving everyone the same thing, and that's what they're doing. It's the same standard test for everyone, but equity is giving everyone what they need to succeed, and I think we could change the test so it could be more of an equity than an equality.
I want them to like help us like move through it instead of just like pushing us in.
We should be able to take a test that we're learning currently now so we understand what the problems are.
Can they please try to shorten it? Just like a little bit, because I think our science test was like 66 questions. That's a lot.
I like to write, and like when you're doing tests like that, they don't ask you to write essays. It would be way better for me if I could write what I'm trying to say.
What I'd rather have measured for students my age is how well we work with others, because that's what life's about. You're gonna have to work with others, so might as well start now.
I think it'd be better if like the schools would get judged on how well the students do when it comes to like what they're actually doing in class and how well they're focusing, because I feel like that's more fair.
If you feel differently about the MCA test, then say something. You're standing up for the students and making them feel like their voices are heard.
It's one test, and we need you to know that we are a whole person. We have quirks and we have learning styles and abilities, and you need to meet a whole person to figure out who they are, not just see their test scores.
what actually matters to be like a good citizen or like giving back to the community is being kind, and tests don't say that at all.